Alright, whatever.
We'll leave this.
Alright, whatever. Welcome to the Ed&Ed podcast, where we try to say it in in unison, but we fucked up. So whatever.
Oh my god, how loud do we have the speakers at?
I don't know, I don't care. So hey, welcome to the Ed&Ed podcast. We're gonna podcast the fuck out of this podcast.
Yeah,
this is Ed 1.
And this is Ed 2.
And we're gonna talk about shit. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, damn shit. Alright, you have the topic for today. You put it out there.
Being the fucking geniuses that we are, I've thought of, well, I said we, so.
Yeah.
Me, I mean.
Okay.
I've thought of like a couple of topics, unlike last time where I was fucking clueless.
Yeah, because we did it like a day after we did one, so we kind of like ran out of ideas for the week.
I'm pretty sure we're saying that, but we probably did have stuff.
Yeah, but we were just retarded.
Alright,
yeah.
Whatever. So, I've thought of like 3 topics I wanted to talk about. Like, one is like parents' relationships with their like kids and shit. And I'm like, we're talking about this from our own experience and how we think like parenting should be like. But then again, we're not experts.
Yeah, we're not. But we are children.
Well, I'm not. Anyways, so another topic I wanted to talk about is like our like history with video games. Like I really want to reminisce about like those good old days with video games, yada yada yada. Not like today, where for some reason video games don't feel as special as they once did. I don't know. Well, they do. Hey. I still feel excited about it, but whatever.
We'll go deeper into the conversation about that, but yeah, we're just setting it up right now of what we're going to talk about.
But I've just thought of another podcast idea. Mm-hmm. Since tomorrow we're definitely gonna watch Captain America: Winter Soldier. I was thinking, why not talk about our favorite superheroes? Yeah, but
the thing is, you're not gonna be hearing this until like a month after this movie came out.
Or we could just put it up early. In fact, we could put it as a separate thing, as our Ed-pressions. Remember, we have that shit.
Let's not mention anything about us doing a podcast today before then.
Who cares? Alright, whatever.
Who cares for continuity? What is that?
No, we'll just upload this at the same day we put up our Ed-pressions. Whatever.
No!
Why not?
We have like a weekly schedule of shit, so we're not overrun. Because we have like 4 podcasts in the backs.
We do? Yeah. I thought we only had like 2.
Okay, maybe 2. Okay. But that's like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, we were never topical, so never.
Never topical?
Never. Topical.
What the hell does that mean?
Like, topic. Like the topic, the current topic.
Yeah, what about it?
That's topical.
Oh.
Alright, or whatever. People are learning lessons here in the Ed&Ed podcast.
My mind just got blown.
Alright, so what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about the parenting thing? The video games or superheroes?
I'd rather talk about the video game thing more, because I think that's going to take up the majority of this.
Or we could just cram in everything like we usually do.
Yeah, but I don't want to cram everything in. Actually, let's make this a super long podcast.
No, I don't think we can, right? What time is it?
It's 9:29.
Alright, we could totally do it.
Papa's coming at 3 a.m.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Ed&Ed podcast, where we talk about personal life during the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, we should have done this, like, before, but okay. Super long podcast, yeah! Alright, so, yeah! Alright, so, video games. Like, what do you want to start off with? Like,
I guess we'll start off with our very first console.
Should we? Like, I want to talk about my first video game experience.
Go ahead, I don't remember it.
Good, you weren't supposed to. So, I think, like, when I was, like, 5 years old, the first system I ever played in was the Super Nintendo.
The SNES.
Yeah, I've never owned it, but it was during those days when it was safe enough to go to a friend's house. Like, yeah, holy shit. It was like those days.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. It's still those days.
Seriously? I feel like parents these days are more like self-conscious about what's going on in the world, and they're afraid of letting their children like out of the house without permission or something.
That's just mama.
Yeah, it probably is our paranoid parents.
Yeah. Our paranoids are... I was about to say our paranoids are very parent. Our parents are very paranoid. Okay.
Yep.
We'll do this in the second half of the podcast.
So the first game I think I ever played was most likely from an arcade, but like an arcade machine, which were awesome. Like, you never been to an arcade place, right?
And never played in an arcade cabinet except for that one time in a laundromat.
Dude, remember when laundromats? Oh wait, the laundromat over here still has games.
The laundromat that's like right next to us still has them.
But they have sucky games.
Yeah,
not like before.
They have like cooler ones, and then they just removed them.
Remember in the past, like laundromats would have like Mortal Kombat machines or freaking Tekken.
Dude, Flagship it's called. Flagship still has Mortal Kombat.
It's a diner. Like that diner had like video games, and I would like go there like probably every Sunday after church when I was a kid. I was just like, oh, fuck yeah, freaking Mortal Kombat.
Right after church.
And if I didn't have quarters to play it, I would just watch the machine because they would always show like snippets of fights and whatever.
And there was like a racing one right next to it, but it didn't have a chair. You like stood up.
Yeah, I never cared for that. I was like Mortal Kombat.
I loved the racing game. I was like, racing game.
So anyways, the first console I ever played in was the Super Nintendo, and the Super Nintendo was like really cool. What's up?
I heard noise.
Oh, okay. So anyways, yeah, I think the first game I ever played though on a Super Nintendo was Super Mario World, and that game I feel like it's my favorite 2D Mario, like to this day.
I'm playing a different Mario.
Yeah,
tune, I know.
Like I remember going to a friend's house and just always wanting to play like their Super Mario World. It was so awesome. Like I remember, and then I think my second console I ever played in was a Nintendo 64.
That was my first console. The N64 was my first console. As is the fact that you're 5 years older than me. So you were alive when the SNES machine was still going strong.
Yeah, but it's just like... freaking... Yeah, I would go to like a cousin's place, like during vacation, and they would have like the Nintendo 64, and I would just like hog that shit. I was like the most like... what do you call it? Like selfish child ever. Like, even if I didn't own the thing, I would hog it up. Like, that's how I am. Not like now. Like, I'm like the complete opposite.
He's lying to you. He never lets me play anything.
That's because you should get your own shit.
Oh, damn.
So anyways.
I bought half of this shit.
So anyways. Yeah, man. And then, like, our parents, like, bought us, like, an N64.
Yeah, for Christmas.
I remember the first game I ever owned. I was about to say we, but I don't think you were, like, sane enough.
I wasn't conscious enough. The only thing that I remember in 007 was, like, that's literally the only game I ever remember playing. And Mario 64, because I used to play with its face a lot at the beginning stream. But the only thing that I remember about 007 was picking up the golden pistol and immediately dying every single time.
Dude, freaking 007. Like, so anyways, we never owned, like, a lot of games, actually. No, like, our parents didn't buy us a lot of games. Like, they bought us a lot of toys, but not a lot of games. So anyways, the first game we ever owned was Mario Kart. And I remember that was so fun. Like, I lived with my cousins, so we would always, like, play together. Yeah, we. Yeah, you were just a little kid, so whatever.
So I still remember.
So anyways, oh my god, I think that was the first time I ever played Mario Kart, but it was just like, for some reason, like, I never got the concept of a race, so I never knew that going first place meant that you won.
Yeah.
I always thought, well, in my mind, I thought that being 8th place, which is last place, was the best position to be in.
Bro, because I got 8th place like 20 times.
Because 8 is higher than 1, and my child mind was like, 8 is higher than 1. 8 is obviously the better place to be in. So, freaking, I always ended up in 8th place. Yeah. And I was like, fuck yeah, I fucking owned this game. So I was just like, it was hilarious. And then, like, I was playing during those cup matches that, you advance to each one.
Yes.
However, because I keep getting 8th place, I never advanced anywhere.
Yeah.
And so one day, for some reason, random curiosity, I was like, what would happen if I go first place? And then I noticed that it took me directly to the next stage. And I was like, I've been doing this wrong my entire life.
My whole life is a lie.
And so that was a fun experience. The next game we had was Super Mario 64. Do you have like memories of playing that game?
I have memories of doing backflips and playing with his face and the title screen where you click new game and then that's it.
That's it?
As a child, yeah, but obviously I played it because we own all the old consoles except for the NES.
Yeah, dude. Like, fucking Super Mario 64 was like a magical experience for me. It was almost like
we still have
jumping.
2 copies, right?
I have 2 copies of the game.
We have 2
copies.
Damn
Yes.
it.
Oh man, it was such a magical experience. For some reason, I felt like I was in the game. Everything as a child felt so real, even things that weren't.
Like cartoon.
And it was such a magical experience, like just running around this open world, going through paintings to other worlds, and it was just like, oh my god, it was so brilliant.
Oh my god.
What?
That mansion wasn't a mansion, it was an art museum.
Oh my god, you're right. It pretty much was an art museum.
Because there's a room for like one piece of art.
Like in every place.
Yeah.
There was a hallway full of art.
Exactly.
Every room led to an art piece. It's not even a castle. There's no bedrooms or anything.
Yeah.
There's no kitchen. It's just an entire art museum.
It is just a giant art museum.
That opens like portals to other worlds.
Where have I seen that from?
I don't know.
I know there's another game that does that concept.
Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh. That's the game.
So anyways.
Banjo-Kazooie's great, by the way. Shit. Never played it as a child, but I have now. I'm sorry, cut you off 3 times. Shit.
So anyways.
Good.
Freaking Super Mario was just, it was so great. And the thing that goes through my mind is when watching other game players, like, talk about the SNES days and how those were magical, and then moving on to the N64 and it just wasn't as magical as it was like during the SNES days. I cannot understand it. Like, N64 was so magical to me.
N64 sucks ass.
It does?
Yeah.
I don't think
like,
so. I still love it.
There's a lot of games that like, hey, look, the controls are good. But I've come to terms with the controls aren't that great for a lot of games.
I don't know. I think they're fine, but that must be because, like, I'm so used to it. So anyways, the thing is, like, I noticed that we never owned a lot of games.
Yeah, we
like,
always rented them.
Most of the games we have are, like, Mario games. And then the other games that weren't were basically...
rented.
No, friends gave it to us. Friends gave it to us, or it was presents. Like, stuff like GoldenEye, some racing game. I'm pretty sure Mortal Kombat we had also. Yeah, we had Mortal Kombat. That. Yeah, that's because our parents took it away because it was too violent.
Our parents took away any gun game and still doesn't let us play any gun game.
We also had a Mission Impossible for the N64.
I think I remember that because I went on a stairwell and somebody sniped me or something like that.
It was so fun. Like, the 2 days I was able to play it before
they noticed.
Before they noticed that, oh shit, they're playing with guns or whatever. So they took away the games and hid him, and they never knew where it was. Yeah. Like, the thing is, our parents are famous to us.
Yeah.
For taking something, hiding it in a well-hid place.
And forgetting
where they put it.
That's how we lost our Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, that is how we lost our Game Boy Advance.
She was like, "Oh no, I brought it to work," and we were like, "Can you bring it back?" She was like, "I lost it," and we were just like,
so pissed off.
Yeah, I bet you she gave it away to somebody. Why? I don't know.
I don't think she gave it away. I think she seriously
genuinely lost it. Jesus Christ.
So,
alright, wait, let's explain to them how we got our Game Boys and Game Boy Advance.
No, before that, because we're talking about the N64 still. All right. The Game Boy is our second console, handheld console. So, anyways, the thing is, we never owned a lot of games. Oh, shit. I think we're done.
For what?
Like, talking about the N64.
Yeah, no shit.
But there's still one thing.
I barely remember it.
I think the most perfect game for the N64, which is like my favorite video game series of all time, is freaking Paper Mario.
Paper goddamn Mario!
Oh my god.
Greatest series.
I love that game so much. Like,
Jesus.
I bet people expected me to say Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. We never played those games.
Yeah, we didn't as a kid, and I've been wanting to get into Zelda, but I had to stop everybody right there and say Wind Waker is the best Zelda ever.
It was our first Zelda,
It was our first Zelda. It's the best graphically enhanced Zelda out there. The new Zelda Wind Waker HD is amazing.
It's so good, but that's like our last thing to talk about.
I am so glad. I think it was either... Oh, wait, no. I think that was for the new Zelda game.
Yeah.
It was for the new Zelda game. It was like, if you choose a new Zelda... the company decided, it was like, are we going to make a remake of Majora or make this new Zelda game? And they went and made a new Zelda game.
Oh,
which I'm
Link
happy
Between
about.
Worlds.
Yeah, Link Between Worlds. Which I'm happy about.
Yeah, so we never played any Zelda game.
No,
until the GameCube when we started playing like freaking Wind Waker.
Yeah.
Which I feel is the best Zelda ever.
I love that Zelda. It's amazing. Especially the HD version. It took out everything that was wrong with it.
Yep, but that's when we're going to talk about the GameCube.
Right.
So anyways, freaking Paper Mario was like, for me, it was my first RPG.
And a great one at that.
And it took me 2 years to beat because I was stuck in one place. Like I was stuck in actually the second chapter, and freaking oh my god, I had no idea what the fuck to do. I had no internet, no guidebooks, nothing. So basically, all right, whatever. This kid just went to a corner to fart. Anyways. But those were the days. Those were the days when you had to discover shit for yourself.
Yeah, I hate those days. That's why I never finished any games. We'll go into that.
So, but anyways, I was actually able to finish the game by accident. Like, freaking, I beat chapter 2 by accident because I didn't know anything. So I kept replaying those same 2 chapters over and over again. And the thing is, I was never bored. Oh my god, I love Paper Mario. I kind of hate that they kind of went away from the RPG.
Yeah.
The RPG roots in the in the last 2 games. But
the Sticker Star game is good. It's just
good.
that I would have loved if it was back to his RPG root.
Oh man, I also would have. But then again, I don't think anything could top 1,000 Year Door.
1,000 Years Door was so good.
All right.
So good. Wait, isn't Chapter 2 the Cake Factory? No,
that's Chapter 2 is the desert. Wait, for 1,000 Year Door or
no, for the first one.
For the first one, it was the desert.
It was the desert.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the puzzles and shit, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
The puzzles, you gotta get items to trade to some guy who would open a secret path.
Yeah.
That's the thing that it never got until I actually started reading dialogue, and then I was just like, oh.
That answer's been in front of me all this time.
For 2 years, I have never known. That's how much my attention span was. I was just moving around, like beating monsters.
Moving around.
You can imagine how over leveled I was after.
Yeah, I know, right?
After all of that. So, anyways, now we move on to the Game Boy. We are very lucky.
Yeah.
Our luck is like
amazing when it comes to finding stuff.
Yeah, not money related.
Not money related, but like toys and consoles related.
Like holy shit! Like
I want to tell the story.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so our dad worked as manager as a restaurant that we shall not name because he doesn't work there anymore. There's a badass story to that, by the way. But all right, so he was a manager at the store. So whenever somebody left something, he had first dibs on it if the person didn't come back to pick it up within a week. So we ended up finding a whole bunch of stuff. I think that's how we got our both our Game Boys.
Oh yeah, that's how we got our freaking Game Boy Color,
Boys, our Game Boy Advance,
our
3DS,
our 3DS. Yup.
Freaking.
And that's it.
That's it.
Oh
yeah, we never had an SP.
No, we never did.
But
we do now, but
yeah, we do now
because we're collecting shit. But
we also found an iPod in the trash can that like was brand new,
like completely sealed.
Yeah,
like
completely
some
sealed.
dude threw it in the trash.
Yeah, like some old white.
By the way, we didn't rummage through garbage to get through that. Like
no.
Our aunt is like freaking works in like cleaning up offices.
So she found
it in like the trash. So she gave it to me for my birthday. So yeah.
And like 8 years later,
it still works.
It still works.
Unlike some people who freaking drop their iPods from like skyscrapers or something.
So this is so bullshit. Hold on, I'm going a mini tangent. It's been like 8 years. It has not cracked once. I threw it on my bed. It bounced off of my bed. It landed on the floor, and it finally got its first crack. And that shit has spread like wildfire throughout the whole screen.
Throughout the 8 years that iPod has been in my like possession, this kid was the one to shatter it.
Yeah. And the thing is, I never break anything. So like once I saw it hit the floor, I had this feeling like something terrible just happened. Like, this iPod was the unbreakable iPod. We have dropped it from all heights, and it has not cracked.
Well, not all heights, but we have dropped it a couple of times, and it has not received any major damage.
Exactly. Just like a little scratch here and there, but it was fine. And damn it.
He had to be the one to do it.
I know, I had to be the one. It was me. Alright, let's go back and try.
Our famous tangent is over.
Yeah, it's over.
So anyways, now we move on. Wait, Game Boy. We got the Game Boy from my dad. Like, he got it from, like, an entire packet. A yellow, like, Pokemon bag filled with Pokemon cards.
Oh my god, that Pokemon bag, you lost it in an airport. And I'll never forgive you for that.
Dude, it was the most depressed I've ever been. But anyways, so freaking a yellow Pikachu bag for Pokemon filled with, like, a shit ton of Pokemon cards. It was filled with, like, a Game Boy Color with how you call it, with the Game Boy and Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue. It also had Pokemon Yellow, which was my favorite version because we get Pikachu, and everybody's favorite Pokemon was Pikachu back in the day.
What is this?
So yeah, we got really lucky. Like, that Game Boy was, like, so much fun.
What are those holder things called?
I don't know. It was just a bag. Anyways, I can't talk because now I'm distracted because this kid's, like, searching up what bag it is.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Just stop it.
No, okay.
Just stop it. We're doing a podcast.
Okay.
Because that's distracting.
Ooh. Okay, let's go.
Is that a dildo? What are you looking at?
What the hell? No.
All right, whatever.
Shit.
It looked like a dildo.
It was freaking. It was a Pokemon at the side, and then a little stand with something sticking out, so you could, like, freaking stab it through the Pokemon's ass, so it could be there.
All right, whatever. So, anyways, Game Boy Color was fun until I lost it.
Yeah,
I lost it, like, in an arcade.
God,
fuck, I lost a lot of shit when I was.
There was a lot of games in there too. Piece of shit.
But anyways, yeah, those were the good old days.
Oh, and I remember how we went to one. This is why we don't have our Game Boy Advance. We didn't lose it. We gave it to our cousin. No, we gave the Game Boy to our cousin.
We gave the Game Boy Color. I gave you the Game Boy Advance for Christmas.
No, you gave me the other Game Boy Color. I remember this.
I don't remember.
I remember this. You went in and was like, "Stay out here and we'll give you something." And then I was like, "What the hell is it?" And I saw you like horribly taping up a bag. And I saw you put in the Game Boy. And I was like, it's mine.
Alright.
We had a kiwi green one and then a purple see-through one.
Yeah, I never got the see-through ones. Like, I don't get why that's
Yeah, me
cool.
neither. I was like, whatever.
One thing that surprises me is how we were able to play the Game Boy Color at all.
Yeah,
because it has no backlight.
Exactly, and like we have the Game Boy now.
Yeah, we rebought a Game Boy like from a thrift store, like in perfect condition.
Yeah,
it had the cover,
amazing. Jesus.
Which we talked about before. But when I turned it on to play it again, I noticed that there's no backlight.
Yeah.
And I could hardly see a thing.
It was terrible.
And I was just like, how the hell was I able to play this as a child?
Even came with that little light that you connect on it so that it will shine on the screen. And I'm just like, how did we play this as a child?
Yeah, I never got it. Like, what? It was so dark. Even the Game Boy Advance was dark.
For real.
It had no backlight either.
And like, I was telling you this. I was like, I remember that there was a Game Boy or a Game Boy Advance that had backlight, and it was not the SP.
Because the SP is what started the backlights.
But I am almost 100% sure there's a Game Boy Advance with backlight on it, or a Game Boy Color backlight. Because I remember something having backlight, and I was like, yeah, turn it off and turn it on.
The thing is, we spent hours on those game systems, and we have never complained about there being light. And I'm just like, is it because everything now has backlight? And Probably. I'm just like, now that I play this, I'm just like, how the fuck was I able to even play this as a kid?
And I even forgot, do you have to play near light, or do you have to play in a really dark place?
I don't remember.
Because if you shine it in the sun, you'll just get screen
blur. It was just gonna be a flare.
Flare, yeah. And like, you can't see shit, so you gotta go in the shade. But I think you need light. I don't remember. I think if you go into a dim lighted place, you'll see it better.
I guess. You know, this entire thing, now that I notice, it's just gonna be a tangent. So,
yeah. So
and whatever. If people like the tangents, go ahead and like it. If you don't like it, then leave a dislike, unsubscribe, call us a piece of shit, and leave.
JK, nobody watches this.
Yada da 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 da. That's the joke, folks. Anyways, so now I think we could move on to the GameCube.
The GameCube,
and unlike
the console that I remember.
Oh man, it was like my favorite console. I think.
Yeah, it was.
Actually, it is my favorite console.
Yeah, I don't understand the hate with GameCube.
I don't think there was hate.
Square.
I don't think there was hate. I think it was just I just didn't sell well because I mean the PlayStation 2 was better and then the Xbox came out.
Dude, Dead Space.
But then again, I never cared about freaking PlayStation.
Why did I bring Dead Space up?
I don't know.
I'll tell you why. Because Origin is giving it for free until like August something. Or April something.
So yeah, go get that shit.
Yeah, go get it.
So this is the start where we started buying our own game systems and our own games.
And massively renting out a lot of games.
Because our parents would not buy anything past the N64.
Yep.
In fact, I don't think our parents bought it, paid for the entire N64. Half of it was paid by our uncle as a gift.
Yeah.
So basically all they bought us was the N64 and a couple of games.
Yeah.
And that's about it. The rest we had to buy from our own money from whatever little allowances, rare allowances we get from time to time. We never got
allowances. It was literally birthday money, Christmas money, and our one of my mom's friends always gave us money for this Chinese holiday where you put it in red envelope.
Oh yeah. Basically our combined money from those days. Yeah. And we got sometimes rarely, we got a couple of dollars from our parents, maybe $10 or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they helped when buying stuff.
Yeah, a bit. Maybe with taxes. We were like, oh my god, because we didn't have the concept of taxes. We were just like, the GameCube is $98. Yeah. And then we get $98 completely, and then taxes come in, and our mom is just like, it's gonna cost more because of taxes. I'm just like, what the fuck is a tax?
What are taxes?
Because so, anyways, the GameCube was the first system we bought, and because our parents would not buy us any games past that, we would rent games from then on in. The first game we rented was Luigi's Mansion,
which was a great game. Still have it. Still love it. Bought the second.
It's fucking great.
It was great.
I never finished the sequel though.
Yeah, me neither.
So. Anyways, this was the time when I also did not get the concept of memory cards. Yeah. So I was just like, I could not save the game. Freaking.
Yeah, we couldn't save it for shit.
Oh my god. It was those days where you had to play the game, and if you turned it off, you'd have to start all over.
Actually, that was just because we're retarded. Because we didn't have a memory card.
But we also did not have money for a memory card.
We still have our GameCube up there.
Oh yeah, we still have our GameCube, which is awesome. But it's probably collecting dust or something. Yeah,
but the Wii already has a built-in GameCube, so what's the point?
We still have we only bought one memory card for the GameCube, and
we still
that's
have it.
The same thing we have that's connected to our Wii.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah.
Wow, those were built to last. Jesus.
The thing is, the place where we rented games from, I don't know if this is terrible, but we would rent it and it would cost $3 and we could only rent it for 2 days.
No, I thought it was 3 days.
No, it was 2 days.
That was terrible. Why didn't we ever go to Blockbuster?
Because it was far and
that is true.
We could walk to the other places. So
that is true. It was pretty close to our house. And you had to even sign up and everything for it.
Yeah, we did that and everything. Yeah. And it was awesome though because that was our experimentation point. Because before, when the N64 came out, all we had was Mario games. And the rest of the games we got that were different were games that our friends would give us. Or, they were gifts. And the thing is, this rental place had, a shit ton of games.
Yeah, they had a huge library.
That's when I first started playing Zelda.
Yeah.
Freaking Smash Bros. Oh wait, Smash Bros. We got a gift.
We found a lot of great series there, hidden gems in the GameCube. One that I remember a lot, which was amazing when I played it, was iNinja.
Oh fuck yeah, iNinja was hilarious.
And SpongeBob the movie video game.
Yeah, people might say it's a bad game, but I really loved it.
It was a great game.
I think other games were Sonic was also a renting game.
Sonic Adventure 2, I love that game.
Sonic Adventure 1 is also a game I rented for the GameCube.
I don't remember playing it though.
Yeah, because you didn't.
Oh yeah, because you hogged it for 2 days.
I don't even think you cared, actually.
Yeah, probably not. Sonic the Hedgehog, I played that and I absolutely loved it.
Sonic the Hedgehog?
Oh, I mean, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, Shadow the Hedgehog, yeah.
He had guns. I thought that was so badass. Like, you rode motorcycles and you had guns. I was like, this shit's the bomb.
We were easily amused.
Yeah, we really were. I don't give a shit how bad the controls are. I was just like, Shadow's freaking on a motorcycle.
So, yeah, man, that was our experimenting point also. And then when we finally had enough money, we would buy the games that we rented.
Yeah.
Like, the freaking Luigi's Mansion. I remember Super Mario Sunshine was a game we bought.
Super Mario Sunshine was so good.
Oh my god, I freaking love Super Mario Sunshine. Oh my god. If I put it on right now, the water in that game still looks freaking delicious
for real,
as shit.
Though, like, you can just turn that on, and they put in effort for that water.
Yeah, seriously. Also, I think I rented out Zelda games before I actually bought Wind Waker. So I think the first games I bought were rented was Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask for the GameCube. It was like collections pack. And I didn't really enjoy those games.
Because they're too complicated.
Like,
this is gonna put up an argument for the Wind Waker lovers.
I don't know, but freaking, like, when I played Ocarina of Time, I got really far in Ocarina until I got lost. And like, I was a kid, so I didn't know shit.
Yeah.
But I played Ocarina, and the thing is, like I said, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are super long games where I probably would have to spend days playing it. But because I only had a 2-day...
Man.
Probably.
It took you 1 year to beat Wind Waker.
Oh, fuck, yeah. It took me a year to beat Wind Waker.
So, imagine Ocarina of Time or freaking
Majora's Mask?
Which, Majora's Mask, as a child, I didn't understand the concept where I had to get this shit done in 3 days and all of it. So, like, I will always blow up. The moon will always land and just...
Yeah, and the thing is, because we only had 2 days to play the game, I played Ocarina of Time first, and I was just like, this is cool, and then I got stuck in Ocarina, I was just like, well, let's try Majora. And when I played Majora, like, I would always have to start in the start of those 3 days.
Yeah.
And when I started to see, like, oh shit, I'm actually making progress, I'm like, literally, like, when the moon is about to blow up, I made, like, a tiny bit of progress.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, fuck, I have to start from the beginning again. And so I was just like, okay, fuck this game, because I cannot finish it.
I remember actually making it to the platform of the clock tower, and I was like, I'm gonna make it, and then it blew up. And I was just like,
Yeah, it's those things, because you're a kid, so you're like, I don't fucking know, I'm just playing, and I have to keep restarting.
Yeah,
how do I make it stop?
I don't know, I found it fun. I was like, ooh, I played it a couple times, so I was like, alright, I know I just gotta go straight to that, but after that, I am lost as all hell.
Yeah, that's the thing, me too, I was also very lost, until I finally made it to, the first stage or dungeon.
Yeah.
But that was literally maybe 15 minutes before the balloon. The moon was about to blow up. I'm putting together words again.
The blooming.
Because my freaking brain works faster than my mouth. So, yeah, that game got me pissed off because I was just like, well, fuck this shit because I only had 2 days.
As a child, I didn't understand the concept of anger, so I was just like,
So,
start again.
So basically I returned it and I never cared about it ever since. And until now, like, I really want to replay Ocarina and Majora's Mask now that I get this shit.
I want to buy the HD version on the 3DS for the Ocarina because, and 64 controls.
But we could buy the collector's pack for the GameCube.
Ooh. I'd rather have the 3DS version.
I don't know. I'd rather see it on a television screen rather than small 3DS.
Oh, I want to talk about our little setup that we had for years until recently.
Oh yeah, tiny television.
Like it was literally the tiniest television in the world. It was
a fat box one.
It was a fat, tiny box one that was probably.
It was probably the type where you put antennas on or something.
Yeah, it really was.
But
it was like 10 by 10, I think.
Yeah, probably.
It was tiny. When I say tiny, I literally mean tiny. Like, you had to be, like, right in front of the screen to see anything. And when you could, there was just, like, a shit ton of static all over it.
Oh, yeah. I remember, like, hitting the thing until it got a perfect image. Oh, my God. Holy shit. We had no money.
Yeah.
It makes me remember.
When I'm starting to look back, I'm like, we were probably, like, poor.
Not poor. It's just that our parents didn't want to splurge on our own, like, freaking fun time or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever we had to play with is what we
milked
used.
it until the point where we couldn't play anymore.
We milked it until like maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, for real. We still used the TV when we had a PS3, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Until recently when we complained and we were like, hey, can we get like a new TV?
And then we got a bigger fat television from a thrift store for like maybe $20.
Which is like probably 18.
Which was like the best thing we had for a while. Yeah. I was just like, oh my God, we playing in a bigger screen.
Yeah, I know, right? It was so amazing. And then I was like, I want a flat screen.
Yeah, and then we finally got a flat screen.
Now we finally got a flat screen.
I think, when did we have this? I think it's only been a year.
Yeah, it's barely been a year.
Barely a year.
Because I remember playing BioShock Infinite on that TV.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We got this recently, like near Christmas time.
Man, it really has been that long.
Yeah.
I've been playing Dark Souls for 6 months in that fat box television.
Yeah. And then you moved into this. Is that Vizio?
I don't know. But it's a flat screen, so whatever.
No, it's
Soyo. Whatever. It's probably a cheap one.
It's fine. Actually, the only reason why we had this flat screen is because we had a smaller flat screen that our dad bought for us, but we were like,
because it was so small.
Yeah, and the bigger, fatter one that he just bought us for $20 was better. So we were like, you guys can have it. Then one of my mom's friends moved to Puerto Rico, and she was just like, I want a small portable TV. And so we traded that for this bigger flat screen. And then my parents decided to buy a 32-inch for their own room, and then just gave this to us.
My dream. My dream is to buy a 70-inch television. Like 70 by 70. I was like, oh my God. I've never been a television guy.
Yeah.
Like,
until like recently.
Because we fucking were using small fat televisions till like literally 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And then like when I went to Sears and saw all the huge ass flat screens, I was like, I freaking urinated myself or something because I was like, oh my fucking God, I want that 70 by 70 inch television. There cannot be something big enough. I need that 70. I was like, oh man, I really like 50 by 50. That looks huge.
And then I pointed out the 70.
And then you pointed out 70, and it never even crossed my mind that I wanted that. And then you were like, wow, this television is huge. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. And I was just like, so now it's my goal to have that television.
Basically, we want like our own movies, like freaking screen. I'm saying we buy one of those projectors that are like really good, and just buy one of those roll down screens, and it'll basically be bigger than that and awesome.
Yeah. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed another tangent we just had.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right, so we were talking about GameCube?
Yeah,
right, we were talking about the Zelda series.
Yeah, that is true.
And then for some reason, like, out of nowhere, I was just like, Wind Waker, that looks awesome. So I bought Wind Waker, and it was like the first Zelda game I really 100% enjoyed. And it must have been because I actually bought it, so I had all the time in the world to finish it.
Yeah, probably. Ooh.
And oh my God, man, to this day, Wind Waker is my favorite game ever. Like, that game can never age.
Yeah, for real.
Because
it's like
how artistic it is, like its artistic style. Like, oh my God, Nintendo did it right.
Yeah, they really did.
Like, there was a lot of backlash because people were like, oh man, we want a more realistic
the
Zelda.
only reason why there was hate with the Wind Waker, because they're expecting an adult Link, because that's what they showed in E3 the year before, or like a couple years before.
They wanted something more realistic.
Yeah.
And it's funny because if you look at that E3, you're like, that's not realistic.
Exactly. And freaking, and then everybody like got in a hissy fit and started crying because Wind Waker was now this cartoonish type thing. And no, it's the greatest freaking Wind Waker out there.
Not only that, it's the best looking one in my idea.
Aged greatly. I would say it doesn't even need an HD remake. I would have enjoyed Majora Mask remake better.
Oh, yeah.
Because Wind Waker did not need it.
Oh my god, can you imagine a Majora and Wind Waker style?
Oh.
But
I don't think it would fit.
No. I think it will. Because a dark cartoony style, I think it worked great.
If you do it right, yes. But if you do it just like Wind Waker, it won't work. Because Wind Waker is a very happy, bright colored everything.
Oh, yeah, it is. But I feel like you could make a really dark, cartoony looking thing.
If you decide to do different shades, if you decide to make everything like dimmer and darker, I would agree with you.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a game coming out that looks cartoony, but it's actually very dark and shit.
What
and I'm just like, I forget the game, but freaking the guy who does the music for Banjo-Kazooie is
A Hat in Time?
I don't know, but don't search it up.
Is it like we want to bring back the old N64 days?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And
I followed them on Twitter.
I looked at that and I was just like, they should make a cartoony Majora remake or whatever. But anyways, the point is that
this looks like exactly how Wind Waker thing was.
Yeah, it totally does.
Yeah, wow! I just realized how like Wind Waker-ish this thing looks like.
I feel like I played a game recently that's pretty Wind Waker-ish.
What?
I don't know. I forgot. But anyways.
Yeah, dude. Okay, this totally looks like them.
Oh my god, I want that game.
Yeah, like I was looking at it and I was like, really goddamn.
But is it out yet?
Actually, let me find out.
All right. While you're doing that, I'll be talking.
All right, go ahead.
Because you haven't played Twilight Princess, have you?
No, I haven't. I played like 2 seconds of it and I was like, whatever. Alpha build now available. Shit, I'm downloading this right now.
Oh shit, really? An alpha build?
Yeah.
But is this gonna be like an online game? Like online? Is it an MMO? I mean.
I don't know.
Another tangent, guys.
Oh,
anyways.
Shit, I almost threw up.
You play as a girl?
Yeah.
That's the best character.
Cool.
Anyways, so
I love their hats.
Dude, hats all day. Anyways.
Oh shit, is it on Steam?
So, I played Twilight Princess. And when I saw it, the characters were so expressionless. So expressionless.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Twilight Princess.
Oh.
And I was like...
I was thinking about My Little Pony. I was like, why are you mentioning Twilight? We're talking about Zelda here.
So, when we bought Twilight Princess, I started to notice how expressionless the game looks. Like, the characters have no expressions on their face. They all look so stiff. And that's when I started realizing that games that try to go for this realistic kind of style, they'll eventually age.
Yeah.
They'll look terrible comparatively to the next game in like a couple of years. And it's just like, I don't think there's a point in making things more realistic. There's a place for them, but freaking, I wish the Zelda series moved on to a more cartoony look. I mean, I think they did it great with Skyward Sword because it's a mixture of the two, of the cartoony and the realistic. And that game has a lot of expression to it. And I really like it. But Twilight Princess looks stiff, like freaking like a board, and I don't like it. Like, it's all dark and gritty, and not that dark and gritty isn't fine, but fuck. Like, at least make it look like the characters have some kind of expression to them. That's why I feel like Wind Waker does it so well. Like, it's such an expressive looking game.
Yeah, and especially in the HD version, you could take out the camera and start taking selfies and do all types of expressions.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Fun. But like he said, an HD remake, The Legend of Wind Waker did not need a remake. Mm-hmm. Like, not at all. What does that say?
That's for the deluxe version. It comes with alpha, the beta, the soundtrack, and the final game for $70. The regular game is like $20. And then if you want to add in the upgraded...
For what systems?
Steam and Steam.
Steam?
Yeah.
Only? Alright, that's fine, whatever.
Whatever, we bought enough games on Steam to the point where we're fine with it.
Yeah.
This has gone into a Zelda rant, not our console thing.
In terms of art style, I feel like Skyward Sword did it really well. it's a mixture of the two cartoony style and the realistic style, and I feel like it really like it caters to both sides. But I feel like Twilight Princess is the most stiff looking thing. I feel like comparatively, it's just as stiff as the freaking Nintendo 64 version. Like, the characters have no expressions. Except when they want to put in during those cutscenes.
Yeah.
Like when that... But I think there was only one thing. When the characters were going through that, like, psychedelic horror scene where all those girls are falling from the sky and Link is just screaming with no pupils in his eyes and whatever.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it looks horrifying. Yeah, you never played it, but I did. That shit was just like... It was like creepy, but it's just like it wasn't horrifying.
That was like Majora's Mask creepy when you put on the mask for the first time. There's just a whole bunch of laughing shit at you.
Yeah, but like I said, that was the only time I feel like there was expressions in that game. But the rest of the game, there was no expressions. I see no expressions except for like the side character that follows you,
the bird,
Midna or something. Like, she was the only character with expressions, but that's because she was a little cartoony, trollish looking thing. And that's why I feel like she had expressions, because freaking, they didn't have to really make her realistic.
I didn't play this game, so I can't put my opinion.
Until she actually turned to human form, then she turned just as expressionless as everyone else. It's just like, yeah, no, Twilight Princess is not for me. So anyways, I think the end of the GameCube was like,
Ninja is a great game, by the way.
When did we stop playing GameCube? Like, I remember Paper Mario Thousand Year Door is like the Wii. Amazing successor to the first Paper Mario, and I fucking love it. And I don't think I'm ever gonna stop playing Paper Mario ever. Like, there was a point where I would play those games every year, like once every year.
Yeah.
Just like freaking
Shining
Force.
Dude, Shining Force is such a good game.
I love it
because... We played the Game Boy Advance version, but in emulator form.
Yeah. But the game's awesome.
Yeah, we should get it. I mean, like, we do have a Sega Genesis now.
I really want to get, what's his face? Fuck. What game is Ike in from, like, Smash Brothers? Ike? The guy with the flame sword?
I have no idea.
Fuck. Shit. Fire Emblem, there we go. That game feels very Shining Force-ish.
It does.
And I was just like, we gotta get this game. It looks awesome. I also hear a lot of good things about that game. So we're going in fuck. I think we're just about done.
I've actually just lost interest because you were talking about Zelda and Zelda only.
Alright, go ahead and
talk. Alright. So my first experience with video games was probably the Game Boy first, Game Boy Color. Then I went into the N64, but I barely remember shit about that. GameCube, I do remember some stuff, but barely. But PC gaming is what I remember the most. I like straight off the bat, like from GameCube, I would also like PC game, and I think the first PC game that I ever played was Sonic R. And everybody hates that game. But as a child, I remember freaking playing that all the time and beating everything. And I think it was so badass. I freaking loved that game.
Yeah, I also like that game.
And that song, I don't know why people don't like it. It's a great goddamn song.
we got cheesy tastes, but
yeah,
Sonic R, I really loved it. I remember going through all of that, getting all the Chaos Emeralds, getting Shining Sonic, getting Metal Sonic. Getting Doll Tales, getting Robo Robotnik.
Yeah, we went through all of that, and we ended up completing it. Alright, then the second game that I remember playing was Backyard Soccer. And I actually bought it again recently, because shit, that game is awesome. Alright, so then it was... And I have a lot of experience in PC gaming. And I also had a Wii in the meantime. We got a PSP. Then we got a PS3. And then that's kind of where it's stagnated or whatever you want to call it. Stagnated.
Like with the GameCube, we stopped. With the GameCube, I remember we had a total of 30 games for it.
Yeah, we had a lot of games.
Which I sold for like a PlayStation 2.
I know, which is stupid.
Because at the time I was like a Naruto fan. Yeah, I was a Naruto-tard. Like, I really love Naruto, and I remember the PlayStation 2 always had, like, the best, like, Naruto games, like, the fighting games. There's one story-based game, and I was just like, I really fucking need this. So I sold just about everything for it. And the thing is, fuck. Go ahead and continue talking, because I'm reading this.
It's just that one text that's in light blue.
Going good. 38 minutes in. Nice. Edgar's in it. On it. Tell him I said, hey.
Hey.
Hey. Wait. I could actually just talk to her right here.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. If you're watching this, actually, you probably won't. Okay. Actually, hold up. We could voice record this shit.
No. No. Is this shit recording?
Yes.
Hey! Okay, there, I said it. Bye!
It better not go in text form. Fuck, you... Alright, you messed it up.
Alright, whatever. So...
What were we talking about?
We were talking about the PlayStation 2 and our retarded decision to buy it.
Yeah, it was so retarded. And it was my fault that we bought a used one, too.
Oh my god, dude. Like... We sold like a bunch of games, which we are trying desperately to rebuy like every single one.
So expensive.
Oh my fucking god, I regret it so much. But the thing is, for the PlayStation 2, I had like a shit ton of Naruto games, which I fucking regret. But then that's when we started getting into Kingdom Hearts.
Ooh, Kingdom Hearts, man.
And I fucking fell in love with that game. Like the first game I ever played was the second one. And because I didn't know the story at all, I started off with Roxas, like, as the main character.
I never understood one of those songs. That was one of them was like, I don't want to meet your father, and you'll know why when I'm older, or some shit like that. I don't know.
It's a Japanese song, probably translated to English.
And the thing is, I freaking love that song.
Yeah, it was good. I freaking loved it too.
But I'm just like, what are these lyrics?
So, anyways, at the end, spoilers, when Roxas turns out to, like, I don't know, die or like disappear from existence and we go with Sora, I got so sad because I was like, what the fuck? I really love that character. How the hell did he disappear? But anyways, Kingdom Hearts 2 turned out to be a great game. Then I bought the first one and I loved it. And for some reason I tried to replay it and I just couldn't. It's like God of War. I had fun the first or two times and then second time playing it, I'm just like, fuck this game.
Yeah, it gets boring. It's like, whatever, I already did this. Unless you dress up as a hot dog.
I'm able to replay, like, the current Kingdom Hearts. Like, the one that came out for the PSP is, well, in my opinion, like, the most perfect Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah.
And I think if I replayed the second one, I think I'd have fun, too. As well as Chain of Memories for the PlayStation 2.
Isn't there one for the DS?
There is. I never bought the DS one.
365.
Oh, fuck, yeah. I'll be honest, that game, the ending made me cry. Because the thing is, the entire story revolves around Roxas, and at the end of all the shit, he lost all his friends, he ran away from the organization, and then he lost his memories and was sent to this digital world.
Digimon, digital monsters, copyright!
So then at the end, he's like running around with his friends, and he's just like, man, I'm finally starting summer vacation. I wonder how this summer vacation is going to turn out. And then I remember that in the second game, he just disappears. Depressing. He disappears at the end. And I'm just like, no! And I just fucking cried. Because it was just like, because I know what's going to happen. Yeah, I spiked the shit out of that. So I remember crying to that because I was just like, I know what's going to happen to him. He's going to die. Well, technically not die, but...
He's going to become...
I don't know, a spirit?
No, he becomes the other guy.
Sora?
Sora, there you go. I knew it started with an S. I was about to say Sosa.
Salsa merengue?
What?
So anyways.
Alright, I know another DS game that you absolutely love.
Oh my fucking god! The world ends with you. Yeah. That game needs a fucking sequel. Oh, for the freaking Wii U, that'd be perfect.
Oh yeah, probably.
Oh my god, The World Ends With You is pretty like a modern, like a game about modern society.
Dude, the ending is so mind-boggling.
Oh my god, you expect him to have, like, the game is like, the plot is that some kid died.
Yeah.
And he gets sent to some limbo where he could regain his life, but he has to go through trials within these 7 days, and if he actually survives the 7 trials, like he would regain his life. But the thing is, you'd have to partner up with another dead person who's also trying to regain their life.
And if at the end, I think you two fight each other, and you gotta fight.
No, only one could return back to life.
Yeah, only one could return back to life, and of course you're rooting for yourself because apparently the other guy, like, I think he murdered somebody.
Who? The main character?
No, the other guy. You don't know the main character killed somebody until, like, sometime.
No. The main character never killed anyone. He was the one that was killed.
Yeah, he was the one that was killed, and...
but who was his killer is a mystery, because you lose your memories when you...
Yeah. We didn't know about that. And, like, we always saw fragments of how it happened.
Yeah, we see fragments, and the villain from the second chapter... Because the thing is, in the first chapter, it was him with this girl, and he decides to let the girl live, stay.
Yeah. I remember this.
And then in the second one, he teams up with this really, like, pompous, like, feminine dude. Yeah. And it's just like... And right there, he starts to piece over his memories, like, how he was killed and shit. And then he realized that dude was there when he died. And he was just like, this guy knows how I died. This guy could be my killer. And then we meet, like, a villain. Like, this is all spoilers. Like, oh my god, I don't want to spoil this game.
No. Screw you if you haven't played this. This shit's old as hell.
Alright, so in the second evil villain, like, these games always had, like, a main villain, like this guy who always created the trials. Mm-hmm. I think they're called moderators. Like, they were called the moderators.
Yeah, probably.
And the second boss, like, the second moderator, like, in a fragment of his memory, we see him getting shot by the moderator. Yeah. And they were like... He gets pissed off. He's like, you're the one who fucking killed me. And it was like a revenge thing. And then at the end, his partner, who he thought was his killer, ended up sacrificing himself to save him. And so in that trial, he was supposed to come back to life, but apparently the people in charge really want this guy to stay dead.
So, like, Hunger Games type shit.
Yeah, and they were like, no, you broke the rules, because your partner was actually not a dead person, but a living person who was able to enter, like, this plane of limbo. So it was considered cheating.
And then he was like, fuck, you're cheating. I'm killing everybody.
And all that, like, I feel like the most tragic character, like, they're all tragic because they died in ways, like, they probably never expected. Like, the kid's death is not tragic. Well, it's tragic, but it's like the normal type of tragedy. Like, it's just random kid getting shot out in the streets, and it's just like, oh shit.
This shit can actually happen in real life type shit.
This violence in the street and all this shit, and it's just like, oh man, like, he got affected by that. Yeah. One kid, like, the last partner you meet is like this really arrogant, like, meathead, like this, like, athletic, like, like, jock or whatever, I don't know. But he had, like, a little sister, and apparently the way he died is because...
He tried to save the little sister.
The little sister, he tried to run away from home because he was sick of his parents. Yeah. And his little sister tried to follow him, and freaking, she was about to get hit by a car, and he tried to save her. Yeah. But he didn't save her. Ah, shit. In fact, they both ended up getting run over by the car, and they both die. Yeah. And so he feels regret about this. And the thing is, the girl, his sister, loses all her memories about him. In this game, in the trials, to enter the game, you have to give up something precious to you, and and whatever you decide to give up is the thing that you lose from your memories. The little sister's precious memory was of her brother, and so that was her price for entering the game. Honestly, this entire game feels like it could have been like an animated series or a movie.
That is true. And like, now that I look at it, it could be like a series.
Yeah, because it could have been a movie.
Because it was in like different acts.
Yeah. At the end of the game, we actually see a full flashback of how the main character died. And in fact, it wasn't the second moderator. It was actually his partner that killed him.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, it was like, what the fuck? So, at the end, his partner gives him a gun. Yeah. And he gets a gun also. And he's just like, if you want to save yourself, kill me. Yeah. And the thing is, the main character is very antisocial.
Yeah.
And there's hints about the reason him being antisocial had something to do with his father. Probably he ran away or probably he died or something like that. But he really hates people. Like, he really hates people. He hates crowds. He's like that emo kid that just hates everyone.
Yeah.
And just thinks that everything is pointless and everything's useless. He hates friends. He just wants to be alone. At the end, through all these trials and all these relationships he's been building up, he's felt for the first time, like, I have friends, like, I can be accepted and all this shit. And he felt, like, devastated that one of his friends sacrificed himself for him. And he felt even more guilt because he blamed him for his own death, like, in the middle of the game. And then it turns out it was actually true.
Yeah.
And so when they were having a duel, like a gun duel, the dude couldn't kill him. He was just like, he fucking couldn't. He just dropped his gun. He was just like, I can't do it. I can't fucking do it.
So then the guy committed suicide.
No.
JK,
and then the friend shot him.
Yeah.
Shot him dead. But in the end, because he revived them, he came back to life, and all his friends came back to life.
Yeah.
He's alive again. And it turns out that his friend was actually like a god. And yeah, his friend is a god, like an angel of some type. Because this game is centered around like an angel who created this game.
Yes.
And the angel was like so sick of human beings. He was just like, you know what? It's better if they were all like a hive mind, subjugated to create like a progressing society. There would be no suffering. Everybody would be like this working, mindless unit, like robots.
Yeah.
And then like another angel was just like, no, fuck you. Like, these are human beings. They can learn to be better people. And so that's how this kid got involved in the game, because the god was just like, this kid, I'm going to test him. He's going to be like the guy who's going to like end up like testing all of humanity. Yeah. So he shot him dead. And so he made him play this game. So anyways, yeah, that fucking, it's a great story. The gameplay is unique because it actually utilizes the touch screens.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you play in this game. Like, it's all about the touch screen. And it may sound like a pain, like not using buttons, but no, this game does it like flawlessly.
Yeah, they do it really good.
That's why I feel like this game could be really well used for the Wii U, because there's a lot of Wii U games that doesn't really integrate that touch screen.
Yeah, which is disappointing, but whatever.
And so I feel like freaking Square Enix, fucking shit, stop doing this Final Fantasy 13 shit. Yeah. And start working on fucking The World Ends With You sequel. Like, they actually created a sequel, but for the cell phone, like iPods.
Oh.
And the main character is a girl, but I haven't played it, so.
Because, we don't have a phone.
We don't have a phone that actually works it. Until now, but I don't know if I'll spend,
I don't have enough space for that type of shit.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll spend $10
costs money,
for it. Yeah, it probably costs like $10 or $15. I don't know. So, shit, that was our DS experience. I don't know.
We've been in for an hour and 2 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. Want to stop?
I think we should, because freaking, there we go. We went on a tangent. We were talking about video games. So, basically, when we say we have a topic, just fucking ignore us.
Yeah, just ignore us because
we don't have a topic.
Yeah.
Like, we're just going to talk about shit. We're just hanging out here talking.
For real. We really are.
Because we don't have, I don't have friends. So, we're just here to talk. And that's basically it. You want to finish this off by mentioning our favorite games from each of the systems we have?
Yeah, alright.
Alright, you start off. You gotta mention the SNES also, because we bought that shit.
Oh, SNES, Goof Troop, all day, every
day. Oh, fuck yeah, same here, Goof Troop for the SNES.
Dude, we need to speedrun that shit.
We already did.
We tried speedrunning it, babe. 39 minutes is not good enough.
Really?
We gotta drop that shit to 20. Alright, so...
Alright, SNES, Goof Troop.
Goof Troop.
I agree. Goof Troop is my favorite game. Nintendo 64.
But of course, Paper Mario.
Paper Mario, same.
Mario, yeah.
Alright, Nintendo GameCube. Wind Waker.
I would, but that's gonna be my Wii U option.
The Wii U favorite?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to choose...
That's like almost not fair, because it would also be my Wii U favorite.
Exactly, so I'm not going to choose Wind Waker for that. I'll put that aside, but that is my favorite for the GameCube.
But then my next favorite for the GameCube would be Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and it's just like, Paper Mario.
I won't choose that either. I would actually choose the SpongeBob SquarePants one, or the next one that's in high running is Luigi's Mansion.
Oh shit, yeah, Luigi's Mansion. All right, Well, because the Wii U, I feel did better. The Wind Waker. I'll leave the Wind Waker out of the GameCube.
Yeah.
And I'll probably say Super Mario Sunshine is probably my favorite. Like Paper Mario series is my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
But other than that, Super Mario Sunshine is my favorite GameCube game. All right, Wii. Oh my fucking god! I just noticed we barely had games for the Wii.
We barely had games for the Wii. So I'll just say that sports Wii game that it just came with.
Oh my fucking god!
That was my favorite one.
We don't have any Wii games.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I guess I'm just gonna pick
Mario Kart. Nah, it wasn't even that good.
Friggin' Super Mario Galaxy. I don't know. I never got into it. Actually, I never got into it. I'm not like everyone else who really liked that game. I try to replay it again, and I'm just like, I don't know, I don't like it.
You kind of skipped the PS1, by the way.
We're going Nintendo for now.
Right.
I guess for the Wii, I would pick the game that I put the most investment in, which would be that One Piece game for the Wii.
Oh yeah.
And I kind of wish they would put lot more.
Oh no, my favorite GameCube game was that Dragon Ball Z game. With the little, it had, little chessboard.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, people didn't like that at all.
That was my favorite Dragon Ball Z game. God. It was like little chess pieces, and it was hilarious. I love that one.
All right, for the
Wii,
for the Wii, I picked the One Piece game. Oh, I remember we had a bunch of One Piece fighting games for the GameCube.
Yeah.
Fuck, we're talking about this. Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Oh my god, that One Piece fighting game. The first one was so great.
The second one was the same. It was just kind of like an expansion pack with more characters down the story.
It's great.
Oh fuck yeah.
The second One Piece one. Yeah, I'll just have to say that sports one that comes with the Wii U.
All right, the Wii one.
The Wii.
I'd say the One Piece game. All right.
Wii U.
Wii U.
Wind Waker HD.
Wind Waker HD.
All right.
That is my favorite.
Game Boy Advance. Game Boy.
Oh, Game Boy Color.
Yeah. Double Dragon.
Pokemon Yellow.
Game Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance. Shit. Favorite Game Boy Advance game. Oh my god. I had one in mind. I don't remember.
Shining Force for the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, I guess I would choose Shining Force for the Game Boy Advance also.
DS.
Alright, favorite DS games. Fucking The World Ends With You. Freaking, for Kingdom Hearts, 352 and a half days is second, but it would have to be The World Ends With You.
I'd have to say the Mario 64 remake for that one.
Oh wait, no. I changed my mind. Favorite Game Boy Advance game. Mario Luigi Superstar Saga.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, that thing's the best. Yeah. Fuck. I can't believe I forgot it. That's also another game I played every year.
Yeah, it was. It was a good game. So yeah, DS.
The World Ends With You.
For me, that the N64 Mario N64 remake.
Oh yeah, the one with Mario, Luigi,
because that's the
Wario,
one that I remember a lot.
All right.
3DS.
3DS.
I don't know, man. It's a hard one.
It's okay. I'm going. Pokemon X and Y is my favorite 3DS game.
I don't think that's my favorite. I really goddamn enjoyed the Zelda game.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really what the... Oh yeah. Alright, I really like that Zelda game. Luigi's Mansion is good, but it hasn't kept me it hasn't kept me stay and play it throughout the whole thing. But no 3DS game has done that because it's handheld. That's how I feel.
Freaking the Luigi's Mansion for the 3DS is more like you said levels.
Yeah,
like
it's more
level 1, level 2, level 3. It's kind of like those games where you stop and not kind of like Sticker Star for Paper Mario.
Yeah, exactly. I would have to say so far Zelda Link Between Worlds. Yeah.
All right. So favorite PlayStation 1 game. I had to say Crash Bandicoot 2.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot, but I forgot 2, so I'll say 1.
Right? Okay, because 1 we have.
Yeah. PlayStation 2.
Favorite PlayStation 2 game?
Kingdom Hearts.
Fuck.
Kingdom Hearts
series. It would be Kingdom Hearts. But which one? The second one is my favorite.
Is that with the cards?
No. The second one is the one you played most likely.
Oh, yeah, the second one.
The one with Roxas.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, that one.
The second one is actually pretty epic compared to the first one.
Yeah.
I really feel like replaying
cards,
it.
Right?
No. That's the 1.5 one.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember. PS3.
PS3 game. Fucking Dark Souls. Like, the entire Dark Souls series. No, in fact, the entire Souls series is my favorite, PlayStation 3 game.
Oh, shit, this is a hard one.
What do you mean? How's it hard?
There's a lot of
BioShock.
games I'm saying the BioShock series.
Series? Really?
I enjoyed all of them.
Two?
I enjoyed all of them.
Like equally?
Not equally, but I enjoyed all of them.
Then pick one.
Alright, BioShock 1 was amazing.
Yeah. Whoa. What else do we have for the PlayStation 3? I forgot.
We have a lot of games for the PS3.
Holy shit. I know which is my least favorite. Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah.
That fucking shit was a waste of money. Did I buy it while it was new?
Nah.
Did I spend $60 on that shit?
Nah, we definitely did not.
I hope not.
Why haven't we sold our Tekken and our freaking Final Fantasy 13?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's because I wanted a 2-player game on PlayStation 3. It didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't.
Let's stick the 2 players to the Nintendo games.
I'm very violent when it comes to fighting games.
Yeah, this kid hits me.
Yeah. Alright, favorite PC game.
Oh shit, we're in the PCs already?
Mm-hmm.
What about PSP?
PSP sucked ass. I didn't like any of the games on it.
There are a couple of good games. There are a bunch of gems in that pile of shit. There is the Kingdom Hearts game for the PSP.
Yeah, I guess
which is great. There's Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core.
I played that and that was good.
Which fucking made me cry at the end. No, I'm serious.
It was such a great end scene.
The ending is literally the saddest scene ever. No movie can ever replicate how much emotion that... No. Freaking Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core is like storytelling in a video game done so well. You feel so invested in these characters, and when the main character, Zack, dies, sacrificing himself for Cloud, that is the saddest moment in video game history, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Fucking Aerith getting stabbed by Sephiroth? Fuck no. It cannot compare to freaking Zack's death. It's the freaking saddest death in video game history. Calling it right now. There's nothing sadder. That game should be remade for the PlayStation 3. Get that shit out of that PSP shithole. Put it back on the PlayStation 3.
Watch them move it to the PS Vita, though.
Fuck. If they ever remake Final Fantasy 7, I hope they add well, like for like HD graphics. I hope they put it with like a bundle with like Crisis Core with it too.
Alright, I have to say that Crisis Core game too. Yeah.
Oh my god. Crisis Core is the best. Alright. What else do we...
PCs...
We have a lot... What about Xbox?
Xbox?
Remember we have an Xbox?
We have an Xbox because somebody gave it to us because they saw that we actually collected it and they were moving. So they're like, we don't need this anymore. So they gave it to us. And I have to say, my favorite game is... I don't know the name of it, but it was like this army game where you assemble your army and shit and then you go out and battle other kingdoms.
I think it's called Kingdom Under Fire or something.
Yeah, probably.
But it's a strategy action RPG.
It's strategy action RPG, and it's so badass.
The thing is, it looks really awesome. I never played it, but I saw you play it. It's just like, it looks like a strategy where you're like overhead controlling your armies. And then when you actually make contact with another army, it's like a zoomed in.
Exactly. And then you start going to the war.
It's like an action RPG. It turns into an action RPG. Yeah. Where you yourself just start slashing swords with this army.
It is so bad.
While you position your armies in like a strategic position to take them down. You can do
like the freaking Kong move where you freaking go straight towards them, have your little fleet attack, then you retreat, and then there's just a shit ton of archers that shoot. I always use that one.
Yeah, you can bait them and then freaking...
It is awesome, man. Love it.
That game is actually really good.
Yeah, it's really amazing. And, like, the graphics aren't bad at all.
Yeah, no, it looks actually pretty good.
Yeah.
For the freaking Xbox.
I was amazed. I was like, this is good. And I love how the controller feels. And I was like, this game is great. I played, like, I played for a couple hours that game. And I gotta say, it's a good game.
Oh, it's a really good game.
Alright, I guess.
Alright, now we move on to the big hitter, PC.
Alright, no mine. Tell them yours.
Shit, I'm thinking about it because I don't know. I would have to say the game that really made... It's because for PC games, I'm never really invested in PC games for some reason.
Because I'm always on the PC.
Oh, fuck. I forgot. Portal. Portal's the best game ever. Like, I played Portal and I was like, Dark Souls is the best game ever. I played Portal and just like, nope, Portal is the best game ever. I will never replay it as much as Dark Souls, but Portal is the best game ever. Both 1 and 2. Best one.
Alright,
People would probably think, oh, Half-Life 2, but... The thing is, I try to go in chronological order, and the first Half-Life did not interest me at all.
I'm not that keen on the Half-Life series. Like, I played all the Half-Lives, and the thing is, I'm just like, interesting story. Gordon is slippery as hell.
Oh my god, he's slippery as shit.
Like, we call him Slippery Gordon.
We call him... No. I call him Slippery as Gordon.
Oh, Slippery as Gordon.
Because I feel like freaking Gordon Freeman is just like slippering. He's just slippy as shit. Like, he walks and he slides. I don't know.
Alright. Let me tell you guys my favorite PC game and how many hours I have on it. This isn't compared to some of my friends on it.
Oh, yeah. Holy shit.
It is Team Fortress 2, and I have 858 hours on this game.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
I was like looking through like my Dark Souls 2 playthrough, and I saw I put 50 hours into one character, and I was like, fuck, 50 hours? That's a fuck ton of hours.
Get on my level.
And I was just like, it's because if I were to look back at all the Dark Souls and Demon Souls characters I made,
that is 35 days and 3/4.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
So anyways.
And trust me, that freaking thing is gonna go up.
And I think that pretty much ends it. In our next podcast, we might talk about serious shit like parenting.
Yeah, probably.
Or we'll just continue talking about superhero stuff because we want to watch the Avengers.
We're gonna watch
Avengers. I mean, Captain America.
Alright, before we watch this Captain America movie, I have a very strict opinion about Captain America.
But before
I hate that piece of shit. I hate him.
You should talk about him like when we talk about superheroes. So anyways,
Captain America's bullshit. Fucking hate him. God.
We haven't seen the first Captain America movie, so it's because the only iteration of Captain America this kid knows is the Captain America that appeared in Ultimate Spider-Man, where Spider-Man saved him, and Captain America basically...
Captain America bitched out when freaking Spider-Man got shot. He was like, fuck this, and he left. And left him to die. And guess what? Afterwards, Spider-Man went and freaking murdered everybody. And I was like, hell yeah. Well, his Aunt May was badass. She shot the hell out of that electric...
Green Goblin.
No.
She killed... Oh, wait. Yeah, it was the electric guy.
Yeah, it was the electric guy. And then...
Okay.
Then Mary Jane ran over a Green Goblin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was so awesome. Freaking with a bullet wound inside of him because Captain America was a bitch. A bitch, I tell you. God damn it. And then you see the X-Men flying by. He's like, why would they help me? I'm just a child doing this game. And I was like, Spider-Man, don't say that.
Yeah, the ending to Ultimate Spider-Man is one of the saddest comics ever.
I would cry if there was nobody in this room.
Yeah, I was about to cry also at that cinematic one they made it for YouTube.
I have
the motion comic.
The motion comic. I have watched that about 6 times now, and it's like half an hour long.
It's like a half an hour.
Freaking great.
But I guess we'll save this topic when we talk about freaking superheroes. Also, we're probably gonna put up an impressions of Captain America: Winter Soldier when we watch it tomorrow. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys
freaking nacho cheese tomorrow.
I hope you guys had fun with our tangents, though I'm pretty sure I hope you do. I hope you had fun.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So yeah, basically that's it. See you later, guys.
Hey,
bye.
I'll leave on the note that Captain America sucks major ass.